All right, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle once again with another episode, special edition of Hillsborough 100 and Real. Got my good friend, longtime friend, Matt Schorr here. Matt, thanks for being with me, buddy.
My pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
So today, what we're going to be discussing is a fundraiser that we're going to be working on together. Before we dive into that, Matt, for those people that don't know you, seems like everybody knows you, but just in case for the people that don't know you, just kind of give everybody a little background on yourself, where you grew up, tell us a little bit about your family, where you're living now,
Sure.
and then we'll talk about the business, and then we'll dive into it from there.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm Matt Schorr. I own a store in Hillsborough, Mailbox Business Center. I grew up in Hillsborough my entire life, born and bred. Graduated in '98, so you guys can figure out my age then too. And I've been blessed to be able to be in Hillsborough every single day, man. I mean, I'm there at the minimum of 8 hours a day, at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're there, man. You're always working, man. I always see you in there. It's always a pleasure, though. It's always a good conversation.
Yeah, man. Thanks for always coming in too, man. You've been an awesome customer, and obviously a great friend for years.
Yeah. Well, it's of course, man. What's cool is if you guys haven't utilized their services over there, it's that small town feel type of shop. It's not one of these big Globo where it seems like that's the direction everything's going. But I seek out places like yours, man, where it's just the community. Give back to the local.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that, and that's the feel I go for when people come in. So I appreciate you giving me that good feedback.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Now, how many children do you have?
I got two. I'm blessed with two, man. I've got an 11-year-old and a 7-year-old. So good fun ages right now.
Yeah, ours aren't there yet, but I can imagine.
Oh, dude, it's great. It's so much fun, man.
Yeah, that age, right?
Every stage is fun, though. Every stage is fun.
Yeah. True. I told Devin I had a dream last night that we had a fourth child, another boy. So,
so is that divine? You think that's coming to be, or what?
I think it's in the talk. We've been talking about, but I had the dream. But okay, so we got 2 boys, a girl, and then maybe another boy. So we'll have to see what.
Well, you come from a big family.
Yeah, I got the 3 brothers. So
yeah,
that would kind of complete it. And you're living in Bridgewater now?
Yeah, I moved to Bridgewater a few years back. Tell you the truth, there's been talk of coming back to Hillsborough. Okay. So we'll see. With this market the way it is right now, it's crazy. So we're exploring different options and stuff like that.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, so we connected, guys. So I put a post up in the community group on Facebook a couple weeks back. We're trying to do more fundraisers for everybody that's been hit hard throughout this crazy past year. It's coming up on a year now.
Awesome of you.
Yeah, so it's been nuts. And I had so some people were posting about GiGi's Playhouse. So I didn't know much about it. I had no idea Matt sits on the board of GiGi's Playhouse, which we're going to talk about. And so then we connected about doing a fundraiser. So why don't you tell us first, kind of tell us the story of what GiGi's Playhouse is, who does it benefit, and then tell us the story of how you came to sit on the board, and then we'll branch off of that.
Sure. So GiGi's Playhouse was created in 2003 by the mother of Gigi Gianni, and in 2015, a local Hillsborough mom, Erin Morris, brought GiGi's Playhouse to physically Hillsborough, which is the first Down syndrome. It's an organization basically to support Down syndrome people and their families, to provide them resources, give them educational opportunities that they might not otherwise be able to get. It gives them career development. But overall, the organization just makes people feel their best, which is what I think needs to be done, especially, gets the word out for inclusion in just the community. And speaking of community, GiGi's Playhouse is basically all donation and volunteer based. So when you talk about community giving back, I mean, that's literally the epitome of it. There's one manager there who's an absolute rock star, keeps the glue together. But otherwise, like I said, it's all based on volunteer. It just goes to show you how awesome people can be, and, I'm actually really excited, first of all, to be on your Facebook and podcast, because I've watched your videos all the time too, by the way, Kyle. So it's a awesome thing that I'm actually on one. I feel really blessed to be it. And to tell you the truth too, we couldn't come at a better time, because March 21st is actually Global Down Syndrome Awareness Day.
No kidding.
So it's just coming at a good time, you know. So not to mention GiGi's Playhouse is actually also having a gala, virtual gala, unfortunately, due to circumstances right now because of COVID. But they're having their virtual gala this Saturday night at 7 p.m., which I hope that everybody could participate in. You can go to gigishillsboro.org to sign in.
GG's. Okay, so we'll put that in the show notes too. And where is so does GG's Playhouse in Hillsboro? So correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to make sure I'm clear too. Is that for the whole county, or GG's Playhouse?
Yeah,
it is, right?
So yeah, there's nothing like it around at all, you know, and which is why it's so important that, you know, we as a community continue to try to support it. You know, I feel like it's an incredible thing, and it does so many awesome things. Like I said, it gives so many resources to these families and people with Down syndrome. I mean, it's such an incredible thing, you know, which is why I knew that I wanted to be a part of it and support it.
Cool, man. And is there a physical location? Do they have a building?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, they do. They have a physical location. It's located on Amel Road. It's right across the street from the post office, actually, kind of near where Victor's Pizza is. So it's upstairs. And speaking of which, that's where they provide most of the you know, the resources for people for education and stuff like that. They have teachers and retired college professors and all different types of people coming in to give tutoring and stuff like that for them. I mean, it's such an incredible thing. And during COVID, unfortunately, they were not allowed to, you know, obviously have people inside, but they still continue to provide resources for people virtually. So it's incredible. They try to keep it going as best they possibly can, you know, and hopefully, you know, with the restrictions kind of, you know, easing, hopefully, you know, they're going to start very soon bringing people back into the physical playhouse for those benefits.
That's excellent. That's very cool. How many, I don't know if you notice off the top of your head, but like in Hillsborough or the county, how many families that are impacted by, you know, that have Down syndromes, families?
There's quite a bit. To tell you the truth, I can't give you an exact number, but what I can tell you is there's over 400,000 people affected in the United States.
Oh, okay.
So I think the statistic, I'm not 100% positive, but I believe the statistic is 1 out of every 691 live births have Down syndrome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. For GG's, I know with at least this is what I used to know with Down syndrome. The most of them are younger. Are they mostly younger? Like, are we talking kids, teenagers?
Everybody. You know, everybody has. I mean, everybody could be. So, I mean, obviously, it's a lifelong kind of thing. So, you know, when you're born with it, you know, you kind of stay. You know, for it's like that forever. So, you know, GiGi's helps people that are you know, adults. You know, there's people that are you know, of all ages that can benefit from it, you know, so it's really cool that way.
Right. And yeah, I knew that, but I meant it was I guess this can impact the life expectancy too, right? We're providing services like this, because what I knew teaching is
absolutely. I mean, even just the fact that it gives people emotional support to make them feel absolutely like their best. And like I said too, you know, they provide career development opportunities for people, you know, and it's like I said, it's an all around awesome organization that covers from very early childhood to adulthood. You know, they have numerous programs and resources for everybody, and including the families and the people with it too.
Right. And before we go over the ideas, guys, that we came up with that we're going to be doing for the fundraiser, I want people to know, right, that if GiGi's, it's been a tough year for everybody.
Yes.
But if we don't support them as a local community, what are some of the negative implications? I mean, can they potentially have to shut down?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just like anything else, like you said, I mean, they were greatly affected by COVID. They are 100% donation based. So their resources literally come from the community, you know, and for people that want to give. So, you know, this year, so many people were impacted, and they couldn't give. I mean, it's no fault of anything other, you know, than obvious things, but, you know, there's nothing they could have done, you know. So this year, especially, GiGi's really needs the support. They haven't, their main fundraiser is their gala dinner, which they were forced to not be able to have. So this year, like I said, we're doing it this Saturday. It's virtual. There's going to be a basket auction, which some incredible people and local businesses in Hillsborough have been so generous to donate. They're auctioning off all different types of things, different types of, there's a vacation they're auctioning off. I mean, there's some really cool things happening. And I would love it if, the Hillsborough community and everybody for that matter, log in, like I said, gigi'shillsborough.org this Saturday to participate. The basket auction actually is live currently. So if you do want to go on live and go on and bid on it live, you can do that. And there's a link through GiGi's Facebook page too.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So what we're going to be doing, guys, and you'll be seeing some ads and whatnot. We're going to try to promote this as many places as we can. On April 16th, we're going to be doing the 17th, which is a Saturday. We're going to be doing charity workouts. All the proceeds will be going to GiGi's Playhouse. Everything will be going there. We might be auctioning off some stuff such as Matt is saying with the gala, and all that 100% of proceeds will go to it. And then I don't know if I told you this, I'm actually,
Incredible.
Yeah, an idea popped in my head, which is kind of good because you said March 21st is National Down Syndrome Day.
Yep.
So
global Down Syndrome Day, but yeah.
Global. Okay. So we're actually, we're climbing Mount Washington on the 20th. And I had an idea.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's like Devin said, she goes, I know you're going to get hurt doing this. I know you're going to, I said, I'm not worried about getting the physical. I'm worried about an avalanche or something. I mean, this is intense. There's me and Action Jackson, Sugar Shane, a couple guys, but I'm going to put that out there too and take pledges if we can make it to the summit, and donate all that back as well. So
that's incredible.
Yeah, and the timing is good because that's March 20th. Hopefully the 21st, I'm driving home.
Kyle, that's incredible, man. You're, and I want to thank you also for all that you do for the Hillsborough community too, because you do quite a bit. It's incredible. So thank you.
Yeah, man, it's my honor. It's like you. I grew up here. Pretty much grew up here, me and my brothers. So seen a lot of changes, but then also it's our job to, I believe, maintain our community. And give back more in position.
Absolutely.
That's cool, man. So what else should we know? Is there anything else I forgot to ask you about GiGi's? Did you mention Erin?
Yeah, Erin Morris. She's an incredible woman. She 2015 decided that Hillsborough and Somerset County, the local area, needed something to benefit and give resources to these people. And she went ahead and actually did it. She stepped up and took the reins and made it actually happen. An incredible person, by the way, very incredible person.
Yeah, it's amazing. Somebody to do that, the goodness of their heart. You start.
That's all it is. Yeah. That's all that it is. Literally, is the goodness of your heart. And to truly value everybody as a person and to see the good and the best in everybody. So it's awesome.
Yeah, that's excellent, man. And you guys will be seeing more details as we come out with the stuff, the times for the workout that day. You could come from anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're coming from a different state, whatever. Just come. If you can't make it, we'll make sure that we have links and stuff where you can donate. So I'll coordinate that with Matt, and
awesome.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do, man. And then the idea would be we'll keep doing. Hopefully, we can do this periodically, different fundraisers for GiGi's.
Dude, I mean, honestly, that would be incredible. I can speak on behalf of GiGi's and the entire board that we're incredibly grateful for this interview and for what you're doing. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's just awesome to see people in the community just step up to try to really help out a really valiant cause, and this is definitely that, and it warms your heart. I don't want to sound corny, but it's really true. Some people, that are friends of mine in the community, like I said, I reached out to without any expectations. For example, like you, and then you came up with this great idea and you put this whole thing together. I mean, it's just an unbelievable thing. We live and work in an incredible town. Hillsborough is something else, and I'm blessed to be able to have lived there and to work there. My whole family still lives there. So I mean, it's a great place.
Yeah, it really is. And it's, you don't see that many places anymore, I don't think. I think become bigger and more of an urban feel, we still have that old community. So it's great, man. And yeah, I commend you too, man, because I know how busy you are, and you're doing something like this. You know, sitting on the board. I know how big sitting on a board. You know how big of a
Yeah.
commitment that is, right?
Yeah.
You know, so that's a great thing that you did too, man. You didn't have to do that, but you did.
So I was blessed to be asked a few months ago, and I graciously accepted. And since then, it's been my mission to try to raise them and keep them sustained. So it's the goal.
Excellent, man. And for those people, you know, and you're the type of people we got to support too, right? Because you know, it's these local brick and mortar businesses that are really, I believe, the backbone of any community. So,
Agreed.
you know, we got to make sure that we stay strong. So what's the best like I said, I think I feel like everybody in town knows you, but I'm sure there's people that don't know you guys. Where are you located? Where's Mailbox Business Center located?
We're in the Nelson's Corner Shopping Center. To those of you who don't know what Nelson's Corner is, it's where the big shop right is at the intersection of Emerald Road and 206. We're located right next door to Subway.
Right, yeah, right over there, yeah. And you've been there since day one. I mean,
Yeah, we've been there. The store's been there forever. I actually worked there through high school and was blessed to take it over at 23 years old.
20.
So I've owned it now for 17 years. It feels like yesterday.
So let's talk, because I want people to know that, right? So you worked there. I didn't realize you worked there in high school. I knew you took it over at an early age. How did you want to work there in high school?
So my best friend worked there at the time. I'd go there, visit him and stuff. And, eventually one day I said, hey, let me apply for a job here since I'm here so much,
And then then you just after the college, did you go away to college?
No, I went to Rutgers. So actually, yeah, I went to Rutgers, and it was coming time for me to basically decide what my future was going to be. I was going to school for accounting and economics, and the owner of the store at the time, and I were very close. He had other locations as well, and he had said, why don't you, buy the place off me, and obviously I didn't have any money, at that stage of my life, but like I said, we were very close. I scrapped together every bit of coin I could, and the rest of the money, he actually spotted me. He gave me a loan, and it was a 10-year loan. I ended up paying him back off in 3 years. Okay. And the rest is history. So it's a really good story.
Yeah, and it's cool because you guys, you have a staff that's a continuity of staff. Meaning, I go in and talk to Emily. Like I know much everybody there. It's nice. It's not like just a revolving door of.
No. My staff is I'm so extremely blessed to have the staff that I have. They're incredible. To tell you the truth, with the way I am, if they weren't so incredible, I wouldn't even feel comfortable leaving the store for the 2 hours a day that I already do. So, honestly, they're incredible. I put my 100% trust into them. I really don't have a high turnover. So the faces you see in my store, you'll see for a very long time. Yeah.
And what I'll tell the story in a second about how we started doing business together, but tell everybody what you guys do there, right? It's not just mail and stuff and all that.
Yeah, no, we do. So I guess the base of the store was shipping, obviously. So we do UPS and FedEx, and we do postal service. And then just like anything else, to survive, you have to branch out and diversify. And I started really trying to push the printing aspect of the business. So I bought some nice equipment, and we do banners and signs and mailings and postcards and business cards, pretty much any kind of printing you can think of, from backdrops to retractable banners. We do quite a bit in there, but obviously we still always rely on our printing and our shipping business to keep us afloat. But we try to get involved in a lot of different kinds of stuff. It's really neat. It's really cool. Some of the organizations we get to encounter because of it. Some of the great groups like GiGi's Playhouse. I never would have encountered GiGi's Playhouse if they never came in one day looking to make T-shirts. That's actually an interesting story I was telling you earlier.
Yeah, tell people about that, because I think it's great for people to hear that, like how these connections are made.
Sure, I will. So again, yeah, 2016, Erin, the founder, well, I should say founder, the person that started GiGi's Playhouse in Hillsborough, was having her first event, and she wanted to be able to give out some stuff to the people that came to support them. One of them being shirts, and I'll never forget it. She came in one Saturday, and probably about maybe 3 or 4 hours before the actual event. And she had said that the shirts that she had ordered online were not going to be arriving on time, and she was, really upset about it. So it's something that normally I probably could not have done in such a quick amount of time, but I think we made her like 30 or 40 or 50 shirts, whatever it happened to be, on that crunch time, in the shop, and we got them done for her because she explained to me how important they were and how much they, impacted the situation. And so like I said, we got all the shirts done in time, and I actually hand delivered them to where the event was going on, because literally it took us that amount of time to be able to complete that amount of shirts. So I literally delivered them. And when I was there, it was when my first encounter with actually GiGi's Playhouse, and I was completely consumed with it. I thought it was incredible seeing the people there and what they were doing. It was absolutely, it was incredible. So that's why I knew I had to, be a part of it and support it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like that synchronicity. You had no idea, and then you just stepped up to help another local resident.
100%.
Aaron, and the fact that you were able to logistically get that done in 3 hours or whatever that was.
Yeah, it was tight. It was definitely tight.
And that's like, guys, that's another thing. Like, right, I always find out more stuff that Matt and them offer over there. Like we were just talking about printing shirts, and it's like, it seems like you guys do, because like you just mentioned the backdrop. So with the Hillsborough 100 and Real thing, something's been on my list. I'm just going to have you guys make as a backdrop with the logo, so I can start making it a little more official. So I'll get a sense,
Definitely.
As you say it, I'm like,
100%.
Get that. So I'm just going to have you guys do it. And I remember the first time, I remember where I was. So I was driving out to Kentucky to see my aunt and uncle. This is going back when I was still teaching. So, and me and Devin, I believe, had just gotten married. So it was that fall. So we're talking about 2011. And I remember at the time, I mean, we knew each other growing up and all that, but I hadn't done business. I mean, I had just started my business a couple of years prior, and it was really just the training aspect. It wasn't any of the publishing, any of the newsletter stuff. And I went to like a UPS store. There was a couple stores, and then you guys. And I remember you called me, we connected, and you're like, "Listen, give me the chance." We grew up, and I was sold, man. And then ever since, man, I mean, you guys do such a professional job.
Thank you.
Like I could just tell you the idea, like when you design the postcards, and then boom, you do it instead of me trying to figure out, putz around with all this stuff. So you guys do go over and above, man. Yes,
appreciate that very much.
Yeah, man, it's been 10 years, and I can't recommend you guys enough. I mean, I tell people,
and I feel the same way about you too.
Thanks, man. I mean, I tell people that aren't even local, I'm like, you could, if it works, connect with, however you could do it. I think I've told.
And this day and age, you can, with email and shipping things, I could produce anything for anybody anywhere.
Right. Yeah. So that it's like you don't have boundaries, which is great, as far as doing business. So it's good stuff, man. And what's the best way besides walking in to the shop for people to get in touch with you if they need your services?
Go to my website. You can email me. My email address is mailboxbuscntr@yahoo.com. It's the abbreviation for Mailbox Business Center. And my website is www.mailboxbc.com. And as always, I'm always happy to pick up the phone. When you call me, you're not getting an automated system. You're not being, placed on hold. You're going to literally just talk to me. And my phone number for everybody is 908-874-6200.
Yeah, and I can attest to that. And you're very, you're all about customer service.
100%. I want to be treated. I want to treat people the way I would like to be treated if I go somewhere. And that's my goal. That's as simple as that.
Yeah, and that's what you guys do, man. And so I'm real excited to do this venture with you with GiGi's Playhouse.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's incredible. You're an incredible person. We really, really appreciate it. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping we can hit a home run here, together, and
let's do it.
See what we can do. So I'll be
help a lot of good people.
Yeah. I'll be connecting them with this, and I'll be getting these links in the show notes. And appreciate your time, man. I know how busy you are, so thank you for being.
Man, I thank you for having me on. Like I said, man, I've been a fan of yours. I mean, I'm obviously a fan of yours too. So I've, I always watch your videos and stuff like that. And like I said, it's just awesome that I'm actually on one. So it's really cool.
It's funny, man, because it's funny hearing that from you, because to me, I still view myself, I'm just making videos in my house. I'm like, man, nobody watches this stuff. Nobody reads this.
Oh, we watch it. People watch it. Definitely do.
That's cool, man. So let me do this. I'm just going to bring it to a stop.